How do we keep up regular practice?
How do we keep up regular practice? That's a very good question. This question I get it often. And the interesting thing is about Cliff, thanks for joining. So, the question we are discussing is how to keep up with the practice. So, because we think practice as something we have to do, that's where the problem begins. Suppose, I am breathing all the time. Am I asking myself, should I breathe all the time or should I breathe sometime? We are breathing because the system is designed that way and the system is demanding, right? It's not a conscious effort. But for practice, we sort of think that it's a conscious effort. We need to work on it, we need to dwell on it, and things like that. The reason we are thinking it like that because we don't realize that this practice is a essential need as much as the need like we are breathing. Correct? So when there is a need, when there is a system demanding, we automatically adhere to it. Like if I am hungry, I eat. If I am thirsty, I drink. I take water. Correct? Because the system is demanding. But the problem is that system which can demand the act of meditation. I'll tell you what the meditation does, but let me uh, give this idea that meditation is a need, not a practice. Okay. So, because that system is dormant, it is demanding the need for meditation. Right? So, we are not knowing that it is a requirement. So now what is this need which the system should demand? Like how we are hungry, we know that when the system demands we need to eat. Like when we are thirsty, we need to take water. But how does the system demand for meditation? What system, right? So these are all these needs are of the physical system, and there are some mental needs. There also the demand is there. The demand for somehow we that mental appetite also needs to be satisfied, just like the physical appetite needs to be satisfied. But then there is a need of this inner self, you can call it consciousness. And that need, since it is not demanding, it is demanding in fact. If that is not demanding, we would not be doing anything in our lives. See, like just like we are looking for interests in life. Somebody is interested in music, somebody is interested in research, somebody is interested in medicine, things like that. All these passions, we are diverting ourselves into these passions because there is some inner urge to fulfill. This inner urge is pushing us to, in many directions. It's not just like the money is a requirement there. Money is very much needed in life, but that is not what is driving us. What is driving us is there is unknown inner urge, which is wanting to be, what should I say, quenched. That urge has to be quenched, and to quench that urge, we are doing so many things in our lives. We are trying to entertain, we are trying to have relations, we are trying to do so many things, but there is an inner urge. And we never understood how to satisfy that inner urge. I always give this example: when you are very thirsty, go and have a Coke. It feels as if the thirst is quenched, but the next minute you feel like having water. The Coke cannot completely quench your thirst. In fact, the sugar in the Coke make you even more thirsty. Right? Why? Because so the Coke is a wrong substitution for the need of the water. Similarly, this inner urge, we are substituting with so many things, getting a temporary satisfaction, but still the urge is not fulfilled. But when you start meditation, you will realize that somehow that inner urge, which has been demanding in our lives all along, seems to lost, or should I say, it is somewhat that urge is gone, because that inner urge, the real need of that inner urge is to connect with its own higher self, and that is taking place in meditation. And that is taking place not just because of meditation, it is in fact is happening because of the transmission we receive, that yogic essence, that inner energy. You can call it the subtle energy source of life, is being transmitted, and that quenches that urge. Suddenly there is so much contentment which happens. Sometimes suddenly you are bored because that urge is gone. So that's what happens when we sit for meditation. And that urge is not quenched permanently. It keeps on demanding it again and again. But once we realize that, then you meditate. Just like we don't skip our taking water, we don't skip our food, we don't skip so many needs in our life. Similarly, you realize this is also a need. To quench that inner urge is also a need. But that inner urge is so subtle. We recognize it, but we don't recognize it. But once you start meditation with this transmission, then you know how to satisfy that inner appetite. Then it becomes very regular. So I'll tell you, now put it to the practice, right? I'll tell you, start doing the heartfulness prayer the way it is prescribed. Try to do it for a week. When you get up in the morning, your system somehow demands you to meditate. Do that prayer. Just for 1 week. You don't have to force, and prayer is only just 10 minutes. You say the prayer, you wait for something from the inside to open up for that prayer. Like a day for yesterday when we are watching this video, I think in our next session, I'll play that video. It's amazing. It's 30 minutes. Since we did not plan it today, but next session I'll play it. And me, Naresh Bhai, Ranjana, we all watched it together, The Invisible Thread. I'll play it for everybody. So what I was saying is this becoming available. Somehow we are becoming available for all our needs except for meditation. The reason we are not available for meditation is because we think meditation is a practice. But to me, meditation is a way of receiving that higher essence into my being. But the higher essence is already there. It's like the air is already there. It will only go into me when I breathe. Similarly, the essence is always there, everywhere. But I have to absorb it into my being. And this absorption of being is nothing but meditation. So meditation is not about concentration, focusing, controlling your mind, regulating your mind, none of those things. The purpose of meditation is only to prepare our self to receive that higher being into every aspect of our being, every cell of our being. That's what meditation is. So meditation is I'm sort of getting ready, preparing myself to receive it. So meditation is a receiving process, which, that's why I said that inner urge is always there to receive. but we are trying many ways to fulfill it. Okay. That's why meditation is completely different aspect than what we understood in a very, what should I say, in a normal sense, in a traditional sense. But meditation is something more than just closing your eyes and thinking about something. No. That's a
Shrikant,
very,
how do
yeah.
you take meditation and automatism sometimes? Sometimes I feel like I'm just automatically doing it because I should.
Yeah,
And then
that's
I
right.
like a thought or whether it's real.
See, this attitude Daji says is important. What is the attitude with which I am sitting in meditation? I am sitting in the attitude of receiving, preparing myself to receive. Otherwise, you're thinking about doing something. In that doing, there is no reception. I'm more focused on doing it rather than receiving
Really
it.
the doing and the being.
Right. Right. See, it's for the sake of cooking. You don't care what you put in your cooking. But if you know that it's prepared for your kids, and it has to be tasty, it has to be palatable, then your cooking process changes. You might be doing the same thing, but the process changes.
That's true.
Right? So that's the difference. When I have to receive, I have to prepare, I have to receive that higher essence into every aspect of my being. Then it's a different process altogether. So that's why meditation, practice, cleaning, meditation, prayer, all these are well designed to fulfill that inner need. And if I'm not a meditator, if I have not exposed to this kind of practice, I would have never known that it has a need. But the need is always there, and we are trying to quench it in many ways, like I said in the beginning. Okay. So it's very important.
Thank you.
That was a great answer. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. All right, so